We are going to learn about two built-in attribute directives. Those directives are ngStyle and ngClass. First, we will learn about ngStyle. The syntax for ngStyle is difficult to grasp in the beginning, hence we will have a detailed look into the syntax first. This is a sample code snippet that applies style to an HTML element. We have style attribute. The value of a style attribute can have multiple style sheet properties and values. In this example, two style sheet properties are defined. Each style sheet property has a respective value. Each property and value is separated using a semicolon. You might be wondering why we are looking into HTML syntax instead of looking into Angular syntax for ngStyle. The ngStyle syntax is loosely related to this syntax. The objective is to start with a related syntax that we are familiar with and then introduce the ngStyle syntax, which makes it easier to relate and remember. This is the representation of HTML style attribute syntax in a standard format that is applicable to any HTML element. This represents the HTML element. This represents the style attribute. This represents the style sheet property name. This represents the style sheet property values. This represents that any number of style sheet properties and values can be included. Now let me introduce the syntax with ngStyle directive. This represents the HTML element. In the place of style attribute, we have the ngStyle directive. We can see style sheet properties available in both the syntax. We can see expression available in the place of value. The expression can have dynamic values. In HTML, this part remains static. Apart from the similarities we have seen so far in the ngStyle syntax, we also see some differences. Let us go through them one by one. Angular wanted the ngStyle value to be represented like a JavaScript object so that it provides the flexibility to include the properties and values dynamically. This is the syntax of JavaScript object for your quick reference. In the value of ngStyle attribute, we can see curly braces included in the beginning and end to represent an object. Each property is separated by comma instead of semicolon. Also notice each style property is enclosed within single quotes. ngStyle directive is defined with property binding. This ensures one-way data from the component properties to the expression. There is one more way ngStyle directive can be used, and this is the syntax. We can directly provide an object as value. This object has to be defined as component property which contains the style properties and values. In summary, the ngStyle directive provides an approach to set dynamic style sheet property values with this syntax. The ngStyle directive retains the functional aspect on how style is applied, similar to that of HTML, with added functionality to dynamically change the styles. Hope this explanation helps you understand the syntax of ngStyle. Based on this syntax, we will try implementing some examples from the next video onwards.